boys and girls, and welcome to Go Guitar. Why don't we? That's the question, and that's the group with a new song called Let Me Down Easy. So this group, I believe 5 members: Zach, Corbin, Jack, Daniel, and Jonah or so. And a great song from them coming up here. Pretty easy. We have the capo here on the 2nd fret and 5 chords only. There are chords and some cool licks here and the verses and so on. So let's start right away. Capo on 2nd, and we'll go over the chords first. So we need to know E minor. All right, so that is open E, 2nd A, 2nd D, open G, open B, and open E. Next chord is D. So that is open D, 2nd G, 3rd B, and 2nd E. We have C. So that is 3rd on A, 2nd on D, open G, 1st B, and open E. The 4th chord is G. So that is 3rd on E, 2nd on A, open D, open G, 3rd B, and 3rd E. And the final chord is B minor. So a bar here on the 2nd fret from the A string down. That means the 5 strings like that. And then we have the rest on 4th D string, 4th G, and 3rd on B. There you have the chords. Okay, so this song starts here with the first verse, and it goes with this melody I just showed you here in the introduction of this tutorial. So it will be based upon E minor, then D, and then C, and then E minor. All right, so we will not hold the chord as they are since it's a melody here only. So we will just work with bass and 1 top string. So we will alternate bass and top strings like that. So the E minor first part sounds like this. So it will be 10 times in total of alternating the open E string with the notes. So we will start here and use open E string and alternate that with the 3rd fret E string in the top note, like that. So the first 5 we will divide it into 2 halves. So the first 5 will go with this rhythm. Right, so again. So how you get that? You get that we're playing the bass string here first, and then you have a short break, so. And then it just flows like that. So that is something you have to practice. So again, that's the first 5. And then you play in the same way with the next 5, just for 3 times on this 3rd fret E string. And then you slide up here and play the last 2 on the 7th fret E string. Still the open E in the bass. So this one follows all the 10 times. But the first 8 times you're playing on the 3rd fret E string. And the last 2 you slide up to the 7th fret E string. So slowly it will be like this. Right, that's the first E minor part. Then we have the D, and that is played in exactly the same way, just a different bass note. We have the bass note here on open D string. And the 8 first times, instead of playing the 3rd fret E string, you now play the 2nd fret E string. So, all right, so that's the 2 notes we use. For 8 times you play that, and then again you slide up on round 9 and 10 up to the 7th fret E string. So that's the same, and still keeping the open D string as the bass. So slowly it goes like this. that's the D part. Okay, and then we have the C. That one is played in the same rhythm, but now it's a little bit different. So you will use the bass note here on 3rd fret A string. That's the C note. And you will alternate that with the open E string. Okay, so you do that for the first 4 rounds. On the 5th round, you're keeping the 3rd fret A string. You're keeping that through all the 10 rounds. So that one will stay with you. But now on the 5th round, you play the note, the top note, 3rd fret B string. Okay? So the first 5 will be like this. Alright? So now we had the first 4 times on open E and the 5th time on 3rd fret B. Then for the next 5 rounds, you go back here on the first 4 out of this next 5, so to speak, round 6, 7, 8, and 9. You go back to play the open E string. And then on the 10th time, you play the 2nd fret E string. And that is the C part. So to repeat that C, round 1, 2, 3, 4, you play on the open E string. You're keeping the 3rd fret A through the entire C part here. So first 4 on the open E. Then on 5th, you play the 3rd fret B. And then round 6, 7, 8, 9, you play again the open E. And round 10, you switch to 2nd fret E. So slowly that C part will be like this. Alright, and then we have the final E minor part here for the first verse. That is played almost in the same way as the first E minor. The only difference here is you will skip the 7th slide here. You don't slide up to the 7th fret at all. You're just keeping 10 times of this alternating open E with the 3rd fret E in top string. So and that's it. All right. So I think I need to play that for you from the beginning till the end so you will understand what we're doing here. I'm gonna slow down the tempo a little bit for you so understand and listen. So let's go. So that is the cool verse here. That takes us to the chorus. The lyrics, if you wake up one day and don't feel the same. So that's where we are. Now we will play just chords and strumming. So the chord progression here will be C, D, E minor, and G. All right, you will play that chord progression for 4 rounds. And we will look at the strumming pattern. C is the first chord, so grab that one. And I will play one strumming round for you first and then explain how it's done. So let's go. All right, so it's down, up, clap, up, down. So you play the first down and a short break and then comes up, clap, up, down. So slowly. Down, up, clap, up, down. And you will play one strumming round per chord. So one chord progression will sound like this. So a couple rounds of this with standard tempo, C, D, E minor, G, sounds like this. Play that for 4 rounds and that is your chorus. Then comes a post chorus. Alright, here you will change the chords as they are a little bit. Just goes from C to D to E minor. So the first 3 chords are the same. And then instead of G in the end, now you're gonna play B minor. Alright. But this is a different strumming here, and you need to think as pair of chords. So C and D, they belong together. They will have kind of one strumming round together. And E minor and B minor will pair up, okay? So I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'm gonna play one strumming round, which will cover the first 2 chords, C and D. So let's go. All right, so that's how you do it. So that is, if we take the first chord, in this case C, it will be down, up, clap. And that's it. So you're gonna play down and a short break, or an extended down, or whatever we call it. So down, up, clap. Pretty easy. Down, up, clap. And then immediately you switch to D and play down, up, down, clap. Okay? So the second chord, in this case D, it will be down, up, down, clap. And then you're gonna play the same here for E minor. It will be played in the same way as C, and the B minor in the same way as D. All right? So E minor and B minor will pair up, and that will sound like this. So slowly, a couple rounds of this chord progression will sound like this. Right, so that's how it's done. You're gonna play this chord progression for 4 rounds, and that is your post chorus. From now on, there's not much to it except from the ending here. We will have the second verse right after, played in the same way as the first one when it comes to the chords, but you will play it in the with the post chorus rhythm. Okay, so you're gonna play the chords there: C, D, E minor, and B minor. And you're gonna use the same way of strumming as you played for the post chorus. So same goes for the second verse there. The second chorus will play in the same way as the first one, exactly the same. So same chords and same strumming. And the same goes with the second post chorus, played in the same way as the first one. And after that comes the final chorus here. And that changes a little bit. Here we're gonna play a melody, and that one is based upon the chords C, D, E minor, and B minor. Okay, so this melody sounds like this. I'm gonna show you how it sounds first and then explain. So let's go. That is how it ends. So that was kind of 3.5 rounds of this chord progression: C, D, E minor, and B minor. So I'm gonna show you how it's done here for 1 round. The C part will be, so that is alternating the 3rd fret A string together with the open E 2 times. Then you switch to the D chord, and that will be alternating the open D string with the 2nd fret E string 3 times. And So here, so far, we'll play C and D. It will sound like this. Then we have the E minor part. It will be 2 times, alternating the open E string in the bass with the 3rd fret E string, top string. 2 times, and then final B minor part will be alternating the 2nd fret A string with the 3rd fret B string 3 times. And that is 1 round of this medley. You're gonna play that for 3.5 rounds. That means you're gonna play C, D minor B, C, D minor B, C, D minor B, and then on the 4th round you're just gonna play the C and D parts, and that is how it stops, and then it's just a final vocal part. Will you? That's the question. And that is actually how this cool song from Why Don't We ends. Let Me Down Easy. So yeah, I hope this was helpful, guys. Many notes to handle here, but they're pretty easy when you kind of pick up the rhythm here. Not that hard, just alternating 2 notes with each other. So good luck with this one, guys. Hope that helped, and if you did, please thumb up and let me know. Leave a comment, and yeah, play tuned.